Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan. Joining me, thank God, Chef Steven Gonzalez, my co-host with the most. What's up, guy?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good. Hey, buddy. He's got a co-host over there. There's a small dog somewhere in
There's small dogs in everyone's
in
laps, apparently.
in lap proximity. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. You're so sweet.
He's adorable until he accidentally clicks out of this link, and then, the podcast is ruined.
You can't let him near the keyboard. Do not ruin the podcast, tiny dog. But yeah, me and Steve and his little co-pilot, we're going to talk about movie theater snacks today. But first, what was the most amazing thing you ate this week, Steve?
Okay, so because I'm still kind of like dieting and stuff like that, I'm allowed to have some sirloin steak, so that a little bit of some avocado, some spinach, things like that, right? Just cook it on the cast iron, it always gives it that extra good little flavor. And so I just want everyone to know that. So we made a cherry pie. I had like maybe a spoonful of it, because I'm still trying to watch it. But we're making videos, and I can't not eat it because then it's like, everyone, imagine what this would taste like. Yeah.
Just pretend I ate this.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We used some pickled cherries, and it was so good. We did like a cherry streusel cherry pie. Oh, so good.
I saw pictures and it looked amazing, and I absolutely love cherry pie, and I love streusel. I like texture a lot on pie, so
I kind of blame you for the streusel because I was like, you know what, that does sound like it would be pretty dope. It was the best. Yeah. The only thing that I learned though is to kind of crumble it up and then put it on there, not just pour it all on there, because then it just looks like sand on top. But when it sets up, holy cow, is it good?
Yeah. It has to be kind of uniform, even though the entire idea is that it's not uniform, right? So yeah. I was, pardon me if I got interrupted. I was muting the mic there because there was an entire cavalcade of dogs furiously running through my kitchen. For what reason, I don't know, but they're keeping me safe from something. The wind, butterflies farting. I have no idea. Ghosts, like boogeymans. They're doing a great job. They just have to do it while we're recording though.
So then what's the most amazing thing you had this week?
Well, I've been on a stuffed potato kick. So I have been putting like a couple boneless pork chops or some chicken breast into the bottom of the crock pot before I leave for work. Put a little of that Finch habanero barbecue sauce on top. A couple of parchment paper wrapped Yukon Gold potatoes. And then when you get home, you just cut the potato open like a baked potato, shred the meat, throw it inside. It's ready to go. It's
funny because we keep circling back to Finch barbecue. And I remember that habanero barbecue sauce. It was a little too much for me, but man, was it good. Like a little bit goes such a long way.
Yeah, I find that if I can cut it a little bit with like a little bit of butter if I need to, but I also have the regular one. And so I can go half-sies on each. But yeah, it got cold again. So I'm just like, I just want like a baked potato. Like I want something comforting and like creamy and smushy, And so that's what I've been into lately.
Nice.
So I've been on a shredded wheat kick too, but it is what it is. I was just telling a dear friend of mine yesterday, and then my mom the day before, that I should really just cut the middleman out and buy the frosted shredded wheat, because if I buy the regular, I'm putting sugar on
it. Yeah, might as well.
I was like, I don't know who I'm trying to make feel better about this, like that I didn't buy the frosted kind, but let's just stop lying. Okay. Right. Like it's really, really good.
Just do it. Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it, man. Steve, speaking of do it, let's do this podcast. I was gonna be like, let's do it, and then I realized it sounded weird, but no.
We're not that podcast.
This is not that podcast. That's like one with the pineapple logo. This is pineapple logo over there. So anyway, Steve, what was the last movie you watched in a theater?
It was The Iron Claw, the one that recently came out with Zac Efron about the Von Erich.
Yep.
Holy cow, was it good?
Did you enjoy it?
It was long. It was sad, but it was good.
Yeah. I mean, they have kind of a tortured story. You know that the sportatorium's here in Dallas, and
Yep.
it's, you know, there's a bunch of local lore mixed with the actual truth. But yeah, they had a troubled, you know,
I've watched
trajectory.
numerous documentaries on them.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Gosh, I really got to think about it. The last movie I saw, oh, sad. The last movie I saw in the movie theater was Napoleon on Thanksgiving Day.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
How was it? Was it good or no?
It was weird, but so was Napoleon, so it's okay.
Every time people say that, I've gotten so conditioned to expect the second word to be dynamite.
It was,
and I'm like, that's like early 2000s. Come on, man. Grow
okay,
up.
So now you got me thinking. The next time I go to a movie theater, I'm gonna wear sweatpants with a zippered pocket, like cargo pockets, and I'm gonna take my own tots into the movie theater.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. Okay, we have to get our friends over at the Good Day for a Movie podcast to let you and I come on so they can review Napoleon Dynamite. I'm putting that out in the universe right now.
That. We're going to put that juju out in the world.
Jacob Rock, we want the next guest spot, okay? Hey, there's your co-host.
He ran away.
All right, so
am I right?
What's
up with that?
Hey. So when you went to the movies, did you eat a snack while you were there?
I totally did. I was on the fence of not doing it, but you can't not go to the movie theater and not have a snack. So you walk up the line and you get some candy, some Reese's Pieces, because that's always good. I don't know. Do you drink beer when you go to the movie theater or no?
It depends on which theater. So if I think we talked about in the appetizers and kind of like starters episode about how I love a theme. Like, man, if you theme something. So sometimes, sometimes if there is, if like Alamo Drafthouse is doing like a promotional and they have a certain beer that's going to go with the movie in some way, like Oppenheimer had like the Manhattan Project, like one of the beers.
For sure.
And it was kitschy and fun. It made sense. And it's a really tasty beer. It really depends on what I'm eating. But typically, no, because if I'm just going to my run-of-the-mill AMC, it's like, they had like the freestyle machine.
Right.
So what about you?
I don't. Maybe if there's like a theme, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like at Alamo Drafthouse, stuff like that. But I typically, it depends what kind of mood I'm in, And,
yeah.
But this last time, no, we got a pizza. I got a bottle of water. My wife got a slushie because she was just craving one, and Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, the old icy. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
I think that one of the last times I drank right for like a movie. I went to Studio Movie Girl with a friend way back to see Wakanda Forever, and I ended up getting a couple gin and soda, I think, and a beer. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it kind of depends, but if it's just a run-of-the-mill theater run, then like no, it's a soda. It's a soda or water. It just depends. So,
I don't drink a lot of sodas to begin with, so there's also that.
Yeah.
I do have to give it up to the movie theater. Like nowadays, like their pizzas are not bad.
It's not bad. I would liken it to like a QT, like kind of somewhere between thick, somewhere between thin crust, and it doesn't suck. Like it's not like
not at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like white truffle gold leaf pizza, but like it ain't terrible either. I think the selections have gone a long way. Not that I would eat white truffle gold leaf pizza, but
I don't think I would either. I couldn't afford it. I'm too cheap.
I was in the moment. I was like, think of the nicest pizza place, and I was like, well, kind of by definition, like a pizza is not elitist. So like I was like, well, okay, just to make a point.
Right?
Yeah, just to illustrate my point better. I like to have a bunch of options when I see a movie, and like I said, I love when something's themed. You asked me about Napoleon. I went with a coworker, and we turned to each other about 40 minutes in. He was like, "You want to keep watching this?" And I was like, "I'm invested now. I mean, I'll stay if you're gonna stay." Like we had gone to the theater in one car. We were both in another city for work, and it was like, I mean, yeah, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of awkward. It's had a lot of sex scenes in it. But I mean, I ended up enjoying it. So, like, yeah.
What'd you eat? French fries? French toast?
Well, so this one, the French fries, the Napoleon. Yeah, no. Right. But see, I always go German. I was trying to do the French.
How
the
appropriate.
French fries. Just Borat. It's just Borat.
Very nice.
Very nice. It's a French fries. I'm stupid. What did I have? I almost always get Raisinets, and they had dark chocolate. So that was Thanksgiving, and I had eaten, so I didn't need food. I got a soda and Raisinets. Yeah, and he got popcorn. So,
do you do popcorn like still to this day,
dude? Do I? Yes.
Like, I can't get a big thing of popcorn. I mean, like, it's the funniest thing because I will have, like, my wife will get a big tub of popcorn, and I always tell myself, I don't want that much. I don't want that much popcorn, and I end up eating most of it.
So sometimes, like, they have the little kids meal or the kids snack pack or something at AMC, and it comes with fruit gummies. It's like Welch's fruit gummies, and it comes with a tiny bag of popcorn. Sometimes that's enough, but when you're gonna go watch like an epic, right, and it's like 2-3 hours long, if I haven't had dinner, I'm doing like a burger or something. But I'm
make you want to go to a movie now. Thanks.
Yeah, my bad. So I also want popcorn, and I'm pretty terrible about it. Not gonna say it's like Karen level, but I'm very specific about. I'm like, hey, can you guys not fill it all the way up? And then I take it over to the butter thing and put the orange popcorn salt over it. And then I'm like, okay, you can put the rest of it in here. It's layered. Like, yeah.
I would do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could bring a bag that's like twice as big, and because I like to like shake the M&Ms in the warm popcorn sometimes.
I've never done that.
Okay, you want to hear something even more ridiculous though?
Yeah.
Sometimes as I'm older, I have like acid reflux all the time because being an adult isn't fun. But I used to quite often. I would get the pickled jalapenos from the nacho condiment bar, and I would just pile them into the popcorn and mix it up.
Ooh.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm such a feral trash panda. Like, just...
I would love, like, when I was a kid, I would get the nachos, and I would always have like the leftover cheese in the cup, and then I would just dunk my popcorn in that. Yeah, and that was always good too.
That sounds incredible, dude. It sounds so good. I should do that. Kudos.
Of course, I hate getting my hands dirty, as weird as that sounds. So I would have to eat it with like a spoon or something.
Well, you have to grab like a massive wad of napkins, and then you have extra ones. You have extra ones for the car later. You have like car napkins. Dude, I really like popcorn, and I like it to be kind of. I like that orange powdery popcorn salt so much that I have made the inside of my mouth raw. Like I can
Is
specifically
it the one that just dehydrates you.
Yeah, it's like,
so you kind of talk like this.
Yeah. It sucks all the spit out of your mouth. I can remember when Star Wars was re-released. It was like an anniversary re-release to theaters when I was a kid. So I guess I have no idea what the number of years would have been, like 15 or 10th anniversary. I have no idea. So I can't tell you. I can tell you though that I did not want to share my popcorn. So out of spite, I dumped that orange powder like all over the top to the point where when the person next to me tried to grab some, they nearly choked on it.
That is
because I'm petty and I don't have to share my food. Thank you.
Exactly.
So thank you very much.
So you mentioned putting M&Ms in your popcorn.
Yes.
What kind of M&Ms?
Peanut. Hello.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, I like those crispy M&Ms.
I like the
Those are
crispy
good.
M&Ms too. I mean, so we could start with movie candy, right? So
Okay.
I always go to Five Below, or my dear brother will go to Five Below if we're meeting for a movie, and he'll get a couple of the large boxes because they're on sale. See, the ticket price is like whatever, but the food prices are a robbery. That's how they get
That's
you.
true.
You know? Like,
Yeah, I think I spent like $40 for a pizza, a water, a slushie, and then the Reese's Pieces, and I was like, huh. I might have spent more than that too, actually.
Yeah.
So then, are you like a Junior Mints or Milk Duds person, or not really?
If it's gonna be a different candy, sometimes I'll get, it depends on how long the movie is, right? So sometimes I'll get 2 different boxes of candy. It's always one of them is always going to be Raisinets, and then sometimes the second one is Whoppers. And then
I like Whoppers too. Yeah,
dude, I really do. And then sometimes if they don't have Whoppers, it's Skittles.
Did you ever eat Snow Caps?
Yeah.
I think I did. I don't remember.
Yeah. No, I have a strange affinity for all movie candy, whether it's good or crap. I really do. For me, it's like the whole experience. It's the entire experience. Dude, I can tell you the best sneak in job I ever did at the movies. The best. Yeah. Did you ever see a movie called Cloud Atlas?
No.
With Tom Hanks. It's like 4 hours long.
Which one is that?
That's a little bit. I can't even tell you what it's about because I still don't know.
Oh.
There's like 6 concurrent storylines, and I don't know. I don't recommend it. You're not missing anything. I'll never forget because it was election day and I had the day off, and I can't remember what year. I think it's maybe like 2008. Seems right. I went and did some errands. Like I washed my car. I went and voted. I went to Tom Thumb. There was a Tom Thumb. It's actually Randall's in Austin, and it's right up the street from the movie theater. I got a 6-pack of Coors Light, like the little baby cans.
Nice.
And I got one of those microwave gas station pizzas, like where you pull it out of the case and it's cold, and then you like slit the plastic, and they have like the microwave there for like the communal use microwave, right? Dude, yeah. It was November. It must have been blustery because I had a jacket, and when they played the THX speaker sound, I was like,
that's awesome.
And I was looking around like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble, but I feel so amazing right now. And yeah, after that movie, I did need 6 beers. I don't know if it helped me or hurt me in my understanding of the movie, but like, yeah, worth it. I haven't since snuck anything in that was so ambitious. I was really proud of that.
I remember one time I went to the movie theater, and right before then we went to I think it was Whole Foods. It just got a bunch of like their like real gourmet cookies and stuff like that.
Oh, their bulk section with all the candies is
yeah, and that's what we did. And I don't remember what all we got, but I just remember leaving sick from all that sugar.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because like I also used to have friends that worked at another movie theater, and they would just get me in for free whatever I wanted. And they'd say, "What do you want to eat?" And so I'd get food and stuff like that. They would comp everything except for alcohol. So I was like, "Well, I'm not going to get alcohol, so we're good."
So it's free.
Dude, I would get burgers and pizzas and not like whatever I wanted. It was like the best. And if my friends ever listen to this, I will not throw their names out because I don't want to get them in trouble. But thank you so much for that. You have no clue.
I think I went on a junk food bender once. I caught a double feature while we were in culinary school. It was Napoleon Dynamite, and a bunch of people walked out, and so I was there in the theater alone. And I did Skittles, and I did what are the gummy worms called that are the sour
Trolleys?
Sour Bright crawlers or something like that?
I always call them Trolleys. I think that's the name of them.
Yeah, that's the brand. Yeah, you're right. Right. Smart man. I did those, right? This is in the afternoon. I think it was this Saturday because I had the day off school and I had the day off work. So I went to go see this movie. Everybody walked out. I was laughing my butt off because it's hilarious. I ate 2 different kinds of candy. I had popcorn and a soda. I ended up getting nachos. I ended up being the only person in the theater, so I put my feet up on the seat. Then I walked out and I was like, it's almost a different meal time. I ordered a pizza to the curb. The guy delivered it to me sitting on the curb. And then I went back in the movie, like shotgun the pizza, went back in the movies and watched The Village. It was an epic day.
That was a good movie.
It was a really good movie. I liked it. It's
Nice.
like when M. Night Shyamalan made good movies.
Right?
I said what I said. So, yeah.
I remember one time I snuck a flask in and I proceeded to just catch a really good buzz. And I was watching John Wick 2 and we were with some friends. And there was some people on the left of my wife. And there were some people who brought like their 3 kids on the right of my friends. Keep in mind, these kids were not above 4 years old. Like they were not older than 4 years old. And of course, they're going to see John Wick 2. And it's just headshot and guns and violence. And these kids start crying. And I'm not going to lie. I got to the point where I was like, I was just shushing the shit out of them. I was so irritated and angry, and they finally got the hint and left. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Why would you take your kids to a rated R movie like that? Like, just find a sitter and don't be those people. But yet, here they were. And so, just to be petty, we saw them playing games on the way out, and I still shushed them on my way out. I was like, yeah, that's what you get, you jerk.
Steven.
Don't bring your 2-year-old.
Ruin my movie time. All right. So we know kind of what each other's, plan of attack is at the movie theater now. I'm a little bit all over the place. Yeah, it's a little this and that. But let's talk about how movie theater snacks got their start. So in the 1920s and 30s, they had Nickelodeons. It's not the TV channel. It's our generation, right? It has nothing to do with slime. They would have these, it's like places that you could watch movies, kind of, and you would look into a viewer, but they were replaced. They began to be replaced by upscale movie theaters, and they were really nice. They were kind of patterned after more European influences. They would have like marble-lined hallways, crystal chandeliers, billiards rooms, daycare drop-off centers. Like, this sounds amazing. We don't have any of that now. They kind of plasticified everything. So I want to see a movie theater from the 40s, but yeah. And so apparently back then, just like now, it was a really big problem that ticket holders would ignore all the rules and they would bring in their own snacks, right? So, totally.
We clearly do.
So all of the classic candies came about in this time. So that includes Goobers, Milk Duds, Raisinets. These are all from 1925, 26, and 27. And then I didn't know this. There was a classic candy called the Bob White, which eventually got broken up into snow caps that we were talking about earlier. So it used to be one big piece.
What else came with that?
Dude, well, that was released in 1922. And then, did you know that Twizzlers were invented in the mid-1800s?
Yeah, I read that. And I was kind of amazed. I thought it was like in early 1900s, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 1800s. And then there was a candy that was called Classic Raspberry Vines, created in 1920, and they rebranded it later on to be Red Vines. So
are Red Vines still around?
Yes. Red Vines and Twizzlers have been fighting against each other since the 1920s. Is that insane? That's crazy. I know. That's crazy. So, yeah.
I love that. These snacks just get more and more wild. Like the evolution of the movie snack has come a long way from just candy and stuff,
Yeah, there used to be, 3 or 4 choices, and they were things that were popular at that time. But then came the Great Depression, and so they really needed to start making a lot more money, and they needed to give people a reason to spend that money, even though times were tough. And so they installed candy machines in the lobbies of most movie theaters. And they would rather do that than pay a person, that would sell the snacks, like by carrying them up and down the aisles. And so they started to design theaters differently, and they would incorporate concession stands into those designs. Well, they needed something that could be made in a small amount of space for very, very cheap. It wouldn't go bad, and it didn't cost a lot to produce. And thus, popcorn became the leading movie theater snack. That was 1885. The first popcorn machine was invented. Right?
Dang, I didn't realize that was that long ago.
Yeah, 1885, the machine was invented. During the Depression, it rose to peak popularity because it was one of the cheapest things to produce. And then Harkins Theaters, the 5th largest independent movie chain in the country. It still is the best seller, followed nationally by soda, pretzels, nachos, and hot dogs.
Yum. All those things just sound good right now.
I kind of want one of each of those things. In the mid-century, moviegoers had new options. These included Junior Mints. So do you like Junior Mints?
They're all right. I'll eat them from time to time, but not very often.
So apparently Junior Mints are named after a Broadway play called Junior Miss that starred Shirley Temple. Also around this time, the gummy, the dots came around. I hate those things. It's like a pencil
those
eraser.
are disgusting.
I'm not a fan. M&Ms were invented. They were popular with American GIs in World War II because they melt in your mouth and not in your hand.
Not in your hand.
So
right.
they made them part of the combat time rations. Also came around in the 1970s, Sour Patch Kids. And because then
first they're sour, then they're sweet.
And then in the 1980s, right, when the Cabbage Patch Kids came out, the Sour Patch Kids decided to jump on the popularity of that. They rebranded the packaging and they began to sell even more. Initially, Sour Patch Kids were invented as kind of like around the UFO craze. And then later on was Reese's Pieces in 1978.
The best one.
The best one. Do you say Reese's Pieces or Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
I know, dude. I know.
Sometimes I had to think about that one. I was like, wait, did I say Reese's Pieces? That would be weird.
Y'all don't come for me. If you say it wrong, you're wrong. I'll just leave it at that. So those were invented in 1978, and they didn't really sell all that well until E.T. ate them in the movie
E.T. found home.
Yeah, because E.T. liked good candy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Skittles were imported from Europe starting in 1979. I had no idea that Skittles came from Europe, so I was today years old when I learned that. Zero idea. I would have guessed, I don't know, in California, Florida, somewhere with all the sunshine and the rainbows. I have no idea. So what happened next, Steve? You might ask. Movie theaters.
Today's times, right?
Yeah.
That was a very nice summary of everything. I like this. This is good.
Nice. Well, in the 90s and beyond, movie theaters still needed to find a way to make more and more money. So they had popcorn, they had candy, they had giant sodas, hot dogs, nachos, and ice cream, like novelty ice cream items, right? Like bars and ice cream sandwiches.
Can you do ice cream during a movie? I can't, because it melts, and then I would get it all over myself, and I'm all pissed off.
Okay, so I will tell you, I make an exception to that rule. If they have like the pouch of like, frozen cookie dough bites, yes, I will throw down. Yeah. Sometimes I'll have like a boozy milkshake at Alamo.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's different because it's in a glass or a cup.
Like grasshopper shake. But no, I'm not eating like an ice cream cone at the movies, though. No.
Why do people do that? That's strange.
All right. So there were chains born out of this movement to give people more things to eat and drink at the movies, such as Nighthawk that originated in Brooklyn, iPic Theaters in Scottsdale, Arizona, and the Alamo Drafthouse founded in Austin, Texas. Yes. They not only offer food and drink, but they also were doing things like Q&A panels, celebrity guests, and live music, and then theme nights where they designed the menu around it. And then, of course, you have chains like AMC and Cinemark that are doing hot food, and they have things like chicken tenders, burgers, quesadillas, pizzas, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, I have to say I love all of it. I
do too.
All of it.
It's always a hard decision. Like I always want to get a burger from these places, but then I think, I wonder how good this burger is going to be. One day I'm going to have to try it just to say I did it. But I was rather impressed with pizza. So,
well, I will say I've had a couple of things from AMC that really surprised me. The pretzel, the giant kind of Bavarian style pretzel, really impressive. Like nice pretzel to salt ratio. I don't know that they make them there. I would venture to say that they probably buy the dough frozen, and it's like a par cook situation, and then they bake them there. But they do a really good job. And then they have kind of their hallmark burger on their menu. It has bacon jam and I think it has brie on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
It's really, really good. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going in there expecting haute cuisine, but I want to be able to make a meal.
But they're getting there. That's the crazy part.
It's happening, Do
you ever
I think I mentioned. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah.
Mozzarella sticks, chicken wings, all that stuff.
That appetizer platter that they have is it's really
pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. So,
yeah, they just but I
hey,
know. Oh, so you were saying
well, I was just gonna say Alamo Drafthouse. They have like amazing falafel and shawarma, and like they have a really, really good. They have a really good avocado toast. Like, yeah, I mean they're getting there. There's definitely options everywhere. Studio Movie Girl has fantastic chicken nachos. I mean, hey y'all, sometimes I want everything in one spot. I don't want to make 2 stops for dinner in a movie. So
that's true. I mean, they are very smart about doing like the one-stop shop. So, there's also that. Okay, so we're talking about being at the movie theater. What about when you're watching a movie at home?
So at home is a completely different animal. I can actually answer this quite well. I got home very late this past Friday, and I ended up watching a movie. And at that time of night, I'm not eating dinner. Like I had a Diet Coke, and that was it. I had Diet Coke in one hand, the remote in the other. So,
if I have time, then I will prepare like a really good, like hearty sandwich, because of course you all know I love sandwiches, and it's got to have like that real crispy, like cut your mouth type of bread.
Yeah.
And then of course, we'll go through at least a bottle of wine, and it's like a good time, And you can have whatever you want. Like you're not limited to just like pizzas and wings, and not that I don't mind it,
It's like an event. So there was a restaurant I used to work at in Austin that they would do like spaghetti. Would serve like spaghetti and a bottle of red wine with it. It was like a deal. They would do it projector like on the patio. It was legit. Or they would show like Shaft, and then you could buy like a 40 on special. Right?
Nice.
Like, I mean, it was pretty clever. And so I think making an event out of it is something, it's really neat. It's super fun to do. I can't say, oftentimes I'm trying to like cram a movie in between life events here and there. And so it's like, well, either I'm eating what I already made for dinner, or I'm eating leftovers. I don't have anything exciting to report, Stephen. Now, if I was going to invite somebody over to watch a movie, I would totally theme it. I would theme a menu out.
So we have a projector, and we're finally getting to the point where we can, where we started having friends over and watching like The Meg and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We even watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
One night. And, we didn't tie all the food in, mostly because like it was just a chill night. Like when we watched The Meg, I think I ended up falling asleep in the pool just because you're rocking and all that food's just kind of going in your stomach back and forth. It was a good time. And when we watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we just had margaritas, and that was perfect,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has to match, but I think there are some movies that lend themselves to it. Like,
looking back on it, we probably should have made some barbecue to go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
A little bit, right? I mean, I think that, if you invited somebody over to watch the menu, I mean, I don't know, spoilers if anybody hasn't seen it. I would make like the most bomb, like an Anthony Bourdain style burger with like Kewpie mayo. Like I would make it smash burgers. Like,
yeah.
I
think what we need to do next is figure out, like, get one of those inflatable trays, so that way we can just float food to people.
Mm-hmm. I've seen them. I've seen them at resorts. Like, I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok, but there are a number of resorts out there that will do like an entire street taco thing that's on a floating tray. And the server is waist deep in the water, and they will like float it out to you in your infinity pool that's like attached to your room. It is wild. It's crazy.
You just gave me a great idea.
I would completely do that. Well, we can offline this. Steve, when we get done, I'll show you some trays that I have that would probably be fantastic. You got it. You got it. He's like Googling it right now, y'all. He's like, episode recording be danged. I'm going to research this right now.
Before I forget, because I will forget. That's what I think. That's going to be a good idea. Like this summer, when it finally gets warm and like I have a weekend off, we'll have friends over and we'll have themed food and whatnot. Now it's just figuring out how to keep it warm.
Right. Well, it's the dive-in movies. It's design the menu that doesn't need to be warm. It's your party. I think it sounds amazing. I will say
the words
dive-in
movie. Dive-in movie. It's the best play.
I didn't make it up. It's from somewhere. Somewhere in my life, in my past. It's in my consciousness somewhere. I can't take credit for it, but somebody has done it. But hey, there's some foods that I will not eat at the movies. What about you? There are some foods I am not ordering at the movies.
Such as?
Wings.
I probably would. Well, you know what, though? I'm very reluctant to. I have to make sure I wash my hands before I get them, because it's like having chicken wings at a bowling alley. It's just gross.
You don't want to touch the arm of that seat. You don't have to touch like the doorway if you're trying to find your way out in the dark to the bathroom. Like, no, man. It's just
how dark of a movie are you going to? What kind of movies are you going to? I can see very clear. With the way that they build movie theaters nowadays, like you can see everything, like all the seats, the rows, everything.
I'm old.
And they're a lot smaller. They're a lot more intimate. I don't know about you, but like the movie theaters that we've been going to, like they just seem smaller, less seats, and I kind of like that.
I think so. I mean, I think it has something to do with they're changing the way that the experience is perceived, but then I think it also has a lot to do with controlling overhead and costs for the theater.
Yeah.
They can't pack it. They pack those people in like they used to. Fried pickles, I don't enjoy those at a movie theater.
Can't say I've ever had fried pickles at a movie theater though.
It's smelly for your neighbor. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I can't say I would have like tater tots or stuff like that, but stranger things have happened. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not
opposed to a cheese fry. I think
I would eat them with a fork.
Yeah. But of all things, on the flip side of that, right, at Alamo, like typically my order is a burger or a sandwich of some sort, or maybe if they have their pizzas, their like flatbread pizza is pretty good. Sometimes they have themed ones. Like I went to go see 80 for Brady, and they had like a pretty ridiculously delicious Brussels sprout Parmesan and bacon pizza. It was like fine shredded Brussels, really tasty. A lot of garlic oil on the crust, and like I think there was some pesto. Really legit. I was really pleasantly surprised by that. But then usually I get a salad. So Caesar salad's hard to eat.
I don't know if I could ever eat a salad at a movie though.
Yeah, isn't that strange? Like
maybe if I was at home.
I think it's me. I think my mentality is always like, balance this out with a vegetable.
I have yet to find a place like a movie theater that'll do like tacos. I mean, if they're going all out, they might as well add tacos, and burritos would be the way to go, though.
Oh, that sounds.
It's all rolled up, and you can't make too much of a mess. I mean, you can make a mess, but not too much.
That sounds great.
Or you just sneak in breakfast burritos. That's something that I would probably do.
I have some pretty good sneaking skills. Now, somebody that's like high up in the movie business is going to hear this episode, and they're going to put me on a list somewhere, and then I'm going to get like all my bags searched the next time I go to
That's why I don't wear tight jeans. That's why all my jeans are very baggy. Man. Well, yeah, they're baggy so that way you can hide stuff in there, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So is it always Reese's Pieces for you, or is there anything else?
Oh, what was the Kit Kat, the Bunch of Crunch or something like that?
Oh gosh, those were
I used
so
to
good.
love that too.
Mm. Yeah.
That, let's see, Kit Kats.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like my staples, like that I have to have at least one of those when I go to the theater.
Yeah. Yeah. I came off a very long day at work, and I can't remember how I pulled this off, but it was either y'all are gonna make so much fun of me somewhere.
Never.
I can't remember if it was like Logan or Murder on the Orient Express, or even if those came out in the same year. I'm getting my memories and my experiences mixed up, but I was super tired and trying to stay awake. And so I had like a whole bunch of sodas, but then I remembered that I had, for whatever reason, like open red wine in the car. And I went I had my ticket stub, and so I was like, I go to the bathroom, I'll be right back. And like I put my cup up my sleeve, and then I filled it up with red wine and drank red wine out of a plastic cup with a straw for the rest.
I'm not opposed to drinking red wine out of a solo cup. So yeah, no judgment.
It's not the worst thing I've ever done by far.
I mean, it's not like you're drinking Logan, like Jameis or Silver Oak.
Logan was no, dude. It wasn't. Not by far.
I ain't close.
I mean, it wasn't Franzia either, but it was something a little bit. I think it was like Menage a Trois or something. Like a blend. And
yeah, for sure.
Logan was. Oh, this had to be Murder on the Orient Express because wine makes me sleepy, and then I slept through the rest of it. So because Logan was too exciting to sleep through. So
Murder on the Orient Express. I think I've seen that one, but I think it was all right. I think I fell asleep to that one too.
It was all right.
My problem is that like we used to watch a bunch of movies, and I would fall asleep in every single one of them because I would get too comfortable. So
well, it's cold and it's dark, and hopefully.
Oh no, this is when we watch it on our sofa. That's how comfortable our sofa is too.
If I have assumed the position at the arm of the couch, and I have a dog on each side, and like I lean my head back on the back of that couch, and it is done. It is finished.
Yeah. The only thing they should offer, I think, during like cold spells is soup. Tom cheese. That would be dope if they had them at the movie theater.
Cheese? Wait.
Tom cheese, tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Oh, wow. At the movies?
Why not? If it's cold outside or if it's cold in the theater. That's a little strange, but
I'm not that coordinated. I would just end up with it all over me. Like it would be in my lap.
See, hear me out. You have to have it in a mug. Like
yes, like a sippable soup situation.
To where you like I don't know about you, but I love drinking soups out of like my big old Yeti cups or Cody cups and all that stuff, those insulated ones. It's hot as can be and it burns my mouth every time, but you know what? You just sip on it and you just enjoy it.
So then the grilled cheese just comes on the side.
It'd be like grilled cheese sticks. That'd be awesome.
I was going to say, dude, get out of my head. I was going to say cut it in sticks so you can dip it.
See? If someone owns a movie theater, they can steal my idea. I'm not copyrighting.
Someone out there, please.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, we've talked about all the things that, we want to see in movie theaters, and we talked about a brief history of the snacks in American movie theaters, but I would love to take us through a list of movie theater snacks around the world. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. Apparently in Japan, you can get giant bags of sardine rice crackers. You want to talk about something that's smelly when you eat it for your neighbor.
Dude, I like shrimp chips. I would totally eat them.
Dude, I really like shrimp chips too. I'm glad that you said that. It's delicious.
Weird, but yeah, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, so these are giant bags of kind of a sweet, savory, and umami because they are treated with soy sauce, a little sugar, and sometimes sesame seeds. And they are packaged, they're pre-packaged. All the fish have the tiny skeletons still in them, and people are just munching on them. It's kind of like a pork rind, except not pork. And
but
also,
it's not?
Yeah, but it's not. Apparently, the little crispy flakes look like strips of cooked bacon. So I am super intrigued by this. So I think the next time I go to the Asian market, like I'm going to have to get some and report back. So that's all there is to it. I I cannot believe it. If I rolled in my AMC with these, though, I would be like found out 100%.
So I was doing a little research, and like in Korea, they have dried cuttlefish. Could you do that in theater?
No, I don't like cuttlefish to begin with. I think it's for parakeets only.
Well, they serve it dried and shredded. It's supposed to be like the delicacy is not served in a plate of popcorn. It's served with it as two snacks with opposing textures, like chewy and crunchy, I guess you could say. So it's served dried and shredded, huh?
I could try it. I wasn't a fan of cuttlefish like when I tried it the first time, but I also don't think that I had it prepared well. I don't even think I think Americans would lose their minds if there was predominantly seafood items on a movie theater menu. Like if it wasn't like popcorn shrimp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's been very, very like packaged and programmed to be a certain way.
Right.
For sure. So
where else around the world serves something unusual?
What about Russia? So apparently in Russia, if you sit in a VIP section of most local movie theaters, you are served caviar. That is crazy.
I would be all about it.
I am all about it, but I need like the crackers and the creme fraiche and the potato pancake and the blini.
I'd be all about it. Yeah.
I need all the things that go with it, you know?
Why don't they serve that here?
With it. Dude,
what the hell? You know? What about like in India where they serve like samosas and Veda?
I'm in. I'm 100%
I would be about that too.
Yeah. I'm 100% in. If anybody out there doesn't know what samosas are, they're like a fried Indian
potato
dumpling.
Stuffed pastry, pretty much. But yeah, and Veda, which is like a deep fried savory item made of like lentil, gram flour, potato. Like that sounds pretty good though.
Steven, have you ever dude? I would eat that up. Like I love things like chutney and like the yogurt, and I love that stuff. I'm kind of picky about chickpeas. Like they have a strange texture, but I love them in Indian food, big time.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Samosas are crazy good. I love when they have a little heat, a little kick on the back. Have you ever made any of the pastries like using lentils instead of flour?
I haven't. I'm long overdue for that.
Some red lentils. Now, I was kind of bummed out because I thought that at some point, I'm just going to veer off topic for just a moment. I kind of thought at some point that it was like a lower carb, that the protein and fiber would make up for it. You know what I mean? It's not that I cut carbs or necessarily count them. It's just that I think I thought it was like a better option than it actually is for me. Not saying what's right for anybody else, but I do have it's just red lentils and water turns into waffle batter, and it's not terrible. So I'll put an egg white and a scoop of whey protein in there, and it doesn't taste like beans, believe it or not. So it's pretty versatile. Like it's pretty impressive.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Okay. Where else are we going, Steve? Take us there. Barbados.
Fish cakes and Banks beer.
Fish cakes and Banks beer.
Made from salted cod, flour, bacon powder, and herbs.
I've tasted Banks beer in the Caribbean. It's all right. It's kind of like a Heineken-ish.
Ooh, I do like Heineken. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to try it.
So I've had what is I think it's called Aki. It's like the Jamaican fish cake. Stand by while I consult the Googles. It's Aki cod or something similar, right? But yeah,
apparently those are really good, and they go hand in hand with this beer. I mean, granted, fried food and beer go hand in hand, anyways. But can you imagine being in a movie theater eating fish cakes?
No, I can't. But it sounds amazing because if you look these up, so everybody out there, if you're kind of curious about movie theater snacks from around the world, if you look up this combination, it kind of looks like a fish fry on a stick. It's like cod and batter, and it's all on a skewer, and that'll make it really easy to eat. And then hot sauce and beer. It's like, dude, sign me up. Come on.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I would totally do that. What about
Mhm.
like in Spain? It's called a calimoco,
Oh, you've
where
got
it's like
me. What is it?
red wine and cola.
Oh, yes. See, I've done that just because I was trying to be cool and somebody else did it. Do you know how much sugar is in red wine and Coke mixed together?
I don't even want to imagine.
Enough that I don't drink it anymore.
Enough to where that's why I'm
it
dieting down to watch my blood sugars.
does not taste terrible. It actually doesn't taste bad at all. It's just a lot.
Yeah. What about?
So
Would you
yeah.
ever eat beef jerky at a movie theater?
Yes, I would 1000% eat beef jerky.
In Norway, they do dried reindeer meat. So I don't know if. Well, they also the drive-in theater for snowmobiles or the highly nutritious low-fat reindeer meat. Like, which one would be cooler? You drive up to your movie theater in a snowmobile?
Yeah, first of all, if I got to drive a snowmobile, I would freak out because those look like tons of fun. And
Right.
then if I got somewhere, see, I don't know. I have feelings about this because if somebody was like, "This is reindeer jerky," I'd be like, "Rudolph, no!" So I don't know. Yeah, I've eaten caribou. I guess it's close enough.
Yeah, that sounds really good. It all depends, like what kind of seasonings and flavorings are they using for this jerky? You know.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be intrigued. Some sort of Norwegian. It almost makes me wonder if it would like involve kind of equal parts salt and sugar, but like maybe dill or a
Mhm.
juniper berry somewhere in there. Like not the standard hickory flavor, brown sugar, teriyaki type American beef
Right.
jerky stuff, right?
Mhm.
Steve, did you know like we like popcorn salt, like kind of salty and buttery, but apparently in a lot of places in the United Kingdom and parts of Asia, they serve kettle corn, and that's the standard at a movie theater.
I couldn't. I mean, well, I could do caramel popcorn. I can't do sugar on popcorn. Does that make sense?
Really? No, it makes
Yeah.
zero sense.
Well, like I want salty popcorn, but like I wouldn't mind having like a salty caramel popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like not
Okay,
just
yeah, I can get down with
granulated
that.
sugar.
Yeah. I like the fancy popcorns too. Like they have the popcornopolis, like the cones of the dark chocolate and white chocolate drizzled popcorn at some movie theaters. I love that stuff. That stuff is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, like I could do like if I do sweet popcorn, like I could do like the chocolate drizzled caramel, maybe like a little bit of marshmallow in my salty popcorn. Notice how I have to like
Mhm.
and a little bit of that butter flavoring. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I like there to be a little bit of a contrast. It can't just be like all totally sweet. So
Right?
I agree with that. Steve, would you eat souvlaki at a movie theater? Because that's what they do
Totally.
in Greece.
Totally. I would
Yeah.
do it.
Skewered meats and veggies. That is the name of the game in Greek movie theaters. Um, dude, I we need to change up the game a little. Like, there needs to be some more options.
Okay, we're gonna
I'm just
play a
saying.
little game. There's a handful of questions I have for you. It's like a
Okay,
speed round.
let's
You've done
do
that
it.
with me. Now it's time for me to do that
Oh,
with
it's
you.
time to pay the piper. All right, Steve.
And not only that, but we've talked about some of these already.
Okay then.
So very simple, yes or no.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, go.
Junior mints,
No.
raisinets,
Yes.
snow caps,
Yes.
Sour Patch Kids,
Yes.
Bunch Crunch,
Yes.
Milk Duds,
No.
Reese's Pieces,
Yes.
Skittles,
Yes.
Whoppers,
Yes. Smash, smash, smash.
Dot,
No.
Mike and Ike,
No.
Twizzlers,
um, no, but I want to, but no.
Good and Plenty,
No.
Hot Tamales,
No.
Lemon Heads,
Yes.
Red Vines,
Sometimes.
Swedish Fish,
No.
Starburst.
Yes.
Airheads.
Yes.
Cookie dough bites.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Gummy bears.
No.
Goobers.
Yes.
Haribo Gold Bears.
Oh yeah, elite.
It's the same as gummy bears.
But the clear one's pineapple. No.
All right. A lot is all the chocolate ones. I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'd be like,
the stuff that like the Mike and Ike's and the tamales and that stuff that's like wax coated or like the dots. I spend the entire movie concentrating on how to get that out of my teeth to where the point, like the point of where I can't pay attention. I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's a treat. Dots, that's a treat if you want to save it for the next day. In the back of one of your molars.
Cavities from dots because all that it just sticks in on your teeth and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think I've had dots in years, and I don't remember what they taste like. So,
do you remember the boxes of dots that would come in the Halloween candy assortment?
Yeah,
and it would always be like, "Yay, a green one! Ew, a purple one!" And you get like 3 in the tiny box.
I think I ate them just out of principle.
Yeah, dude,
just because it was candy.
That's gross.
Right.
All right, Steve, if you could design your own movie theater menu, what would it be? Not the whole thing, but take us on a tour of that menu. What would the concept be? What's the theme? What are we doing?
I feel like it would be a lot of your traditional stuff. Mm-hmm. It would definitely have a mug for soup and cheese sticks.
So this is like comfort viewing, right?
It's what?
It's like comfort viewing. Yeah.
But I would also do like the pizzas. You can never go wrong with a pizza at a movie. You just have to make sure like the trays that are in front of you are big enough.
Yeah.
I would do more of like, instead of a burger, it would be more like a smash burger or even sliders. I would offer a good little sandwich slider and a burger slider. I would do more upscale hot dogs, I guess you could say. Or
yeah.
Or it would be like some sort of corn dog where it's like really badass corn dog, not just a regular one. I don't think I would do like, if I did chicken wings, it would be boneless wings. Which aren't really wings, but still, just stuff that you can eat with a fork.
They're nugs.
Chicken tenders. There you go.
They are nugs.
Fries. I would offer popcorns, and then you would have like, instead of just like your hot butter, you would also have hot fudge. You would have hot caramel, just in case you had a sweet tooth. That would be hard to maintain, though.
Yeah, I mean. I've never really dreamt about opening one, but I think that if I were going to, it would be 100% based on nostalgia. So it would show old movies, like probably pick a year and just be like only movies before this. And the theme nights could be like, it's a double feature from the 90s and we've made upscale like bagel bites and like upscale Kraft mac and cheese.
That's
and
a good idea.
Yeah, like my take on, mini corn dogs and things like that. Not too hoity-toity, like not so upscale as to not be approachable, but just nice and better.
Mac and cheese bites.
Yeah. So I would love a theme menu. Wouldn't have to be open every day, right? But it would just be like specifically centered around nostalgia. Like
true. Charcuterie, but it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like all upscale fancy. It would be like lunchable charcuterie type, what I'm saying?
but you could serve it in like a bento, but like a fun bento box with like some nicer things in there, and then the movie could be like Kindergarten Cop or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. I agree.
Oh man, Steve, I've had a blast talking about this. This is great.
I want to make like a lot of that now. Thanks a lot. I guess. I guess I have YouTube ideas now.
Right. What's your next food adventure? What are you doing next?
The next one is we're going on a cruise to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and I forgot where else. We're going to explore. We're going to go on a culinary adventure.
You better take notes, my man. We're going to talk about it.
Lots of pictures.
We're gonna taco about it. See what I did there?
I don't know if they'll have. I don't think they have tacos in Puerto Rico. That's just stereotyping.
Just being facetious.
It's all plantains and good food.
Anything could be a taco if you believed hard enough. You'd find a tortilla. Like, you make it happen.
True.
You know, just saying. I'm just saying. I think this week I'm probably going to make either a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie. I'm enjoying the cooler weather. It's kind of inspiring my food choices. I think I'm souped out from the winter, but it's definitely going to be something casserole-like for sure.
Oh, Texas King Ranch casserole.
Oh my gosh! Well, the man just answered my own question. He answered.
But here's the thing, though: you have to get like pork rinds and throw them in there, crush them up, and then put that in with like your sauce and all that stuff and all that cheese.
Oh, you're uninvited to my King Ranch casserole party.
You don't like pork rinds?
Not in King Ranch. They don't go in there.
No, what you do is you just crush them up. You crush them up and you put that in with all your cheese and stuff like that, and then you get that extra umami saltiness. Put with like your onions, your garlic, your mushrooms, your peppers, your cheese, your tortillas, your chicken, or you can do shredded beef too. Do you do shredded beef or shredded chicken?
Absolutely not. It's chicken.
I like chicken with it, but there are times where it calls for beef.
I think you can easily like skew the line between, tamale pie and King Ranch, or like King Ranch and enchiladas. King Ranch and
I would. You know what would be cool to make like a really thick King Ranch casserole and then cool it down and then do like deep fried King Ranch bites.
Yes.
No one's ever done that.
Hi, somebody at the state fair. Can you write this down, please? Like, what is happening? Come on, you guys out there.
I know what I'm doing for my next cheat meal.
Dude, for real. All right, Steve, do you want to be found? You posted a video about cherry streusel pie. The pictures looked amazing, right?
Yes.
So
cherry pie.
So Chef Stegons on YouTube and Instagram, and chefstevengonzalez.com, his cookbook. Get your grub on. It's a fantastic cookbook.
Facebook, the book of the face.
The book of the face. You can find me and us at the Food For ThoughtCast.com. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you have anything that's not a question, I would say, unless it's just heaps and heaps of praise, keep that business to yourself. But foodforthoughtcmc@gmail.com, Food For ThoughtCast on Facebook and Instagram. Please don't forget to check out our friends of the show, Jacob, Sage, and Tate over at Good Day for a Movie podcast. Their latest release covered May, December. Those guys do a great job, and it is super fun listening over there. If you have littles, it's language advice, kind of like we are. So, but it's a super fun time. It's raucous, it's rowdy, and most of all, those dudes know movies. So give them a listen. We appreciate how they support us. Steve, we gotta go.
Well, with that being said, we will say bye.
Bye.
And eat good food.
Eat good